Hello everyone and welcome to this BK Academy video on how to improve your timing in Golf Clash. Whether we like it or not, sometimes we have to use Overpower in our Golf Clash gameplay. In this video I'm going to show you a technique which has a very strong chance of increasing the number of times you hit perfect when using Overpower. Before we begin, please do consider sharing this video with your Golf Clash friends and clanmates. And remember to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are a new viewer. In the last video, when looking at the needle trainer, I used my metronome here, every musician's favourite gadget, to highlight some of the different needle speeds in the game, depending on the division we're playing in and also what ball we're using. As you'll know, when you use Overpower, the needle speed increases, making the timing of the shot more difficult. Some players count either out loud or in their heads each time the needle passes through the bullseye, and this is a great recommendation to increase timing. However, we can actually take this method one step further, which makes it even more effective. First, let's take Overpower totally out of the equation and also the gameplay completely. I'm going to set the metronome going here at 43 beats per minute. This is exactly the same speed as a standard shot in expert division with the driver and a kingmaker. So I'm going to play the tempo of the shot now. Each click that you're hearing is equivalent to the needle passing through the bullseye. Now, here's a little test for you all, which you can all do. I'm going to start the metronome off again and I want you to clap along with it. Try and get the timing exactly right. Here we go. There's a good likelihood that some of your timing there was slightly off with the metronome. We're only talking small margins. This, however, would have resulted, in gameplay terms, in a non-perfect shot. However, here is a trick that all professional musicians use nearly every day, and it's what we call subdivision. So I'm going to change the metronome so that it gives an additional click halfway between each of the main beats. The speed of the shot, therefore, is exactly the same. Try and clap along again, same speed, but only with the main beats, not the new ones in between. Here we go. There's a very high probability that your timing was far more accurate with those extra clicks. This is because your brain has more information to work with. There is much less guesswork involved and you don't have as much blank space to fill in. So now let's convert that into Golf Clash. Here is a diagram where the arrows represent each time the needle passes through the bullseye. Underneath it are the counts that people use to help hit perfect. Please note this may work for some people better than others. You have to use whatever method is best for you personally. It helps me, and if it can help me, I'm sure it will help some more people out there. So it's just a case of seeing what works for you. So that's without the subdivision, like the first example of click. Okay, now we're going to look at a second figure here which demonstrates, so each of those arrows that you see up there, that's when the needle passes through the perfect zone. Example 2 here is what you're hearing in graphical form. So you've got the main beats and the subdivisions in between. So the smaller lines are those extra beats which help you get your timing better. In the game, these correspond to when the needle is at the far left or the far right of each swing, which would therefore be equivalent to a full hook or a full slice. But rather than count quicker, as in double the counts, what we should do is add the word "and" in between. So we then effectively count like this. I'm now going to demonstrate this in gameplay Firstly, with a standard shot, expert division, no overpower. I'll count it out once with standard counting and once with subdivision. So you're going to imagine these half clicks, these extra beats in your head. Okay, so here comes example number 1. First, standard counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Assuming you like to release on 5, and you have to work with whichever numbers you prefer the best and whether you want to release from left to right or right to left. If we're using subdivision, we count like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and go. So there, it took me a couple of beats just to get the subdivision in the right place, but once you've locked in, it's much easier to get the timing right. Applying it to Overpower, the principle is exactly the same. So here's an Overpower shot with expert division Kingmaker, once without subdivision. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then if you're going to put the subdivision in, and I have here the click ready, just to give you an idea of the speed, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And we do that to the gameplay as well. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. So that's what I'm imagining in my head when I'm trying to hit max overpower shots. Simply by adding in the and in between the counts, you're far more likely to lock into the timing of the needle. Yes, you still have to focus on getting your counting aligned with what is on the screen, but the length of time between the needle passing the bullseye is occupied with more information, making it easier to hit perfect. Not only is this useful for overpower, it is equally effective when taking shots from the rough or the sand, where you have a needle speed that you aren't as familiar with. Give it a try, see if it helps you improve your timing. I hope you found the video useful, and please keep checking the Academy playlist for more tutorial videos. Thank you for watching, good luck in your games. Bye bye for now.